Hi guys, I wanted to make a quick follow-up video to my Toyota Yaris drum brake video. If you need to replace your drums and they're stuck because the shoes have worn so far into the drum surface on the inside that it's created a ridge trapping the brake drum between the back plate and brake shoes, what you can do is there's videos out there that tell you to thread bolts into these and then just start cranking on it to take it off. But don't do that, because if you do that, what's happening is you're going to pull the shoes along with the springs, the pins, and everything else that's inside, and you're going to damage your rear brake drum system. These cars, at least the Toyota Yaris, in the back, it has a little plug. So right now, this drum will not come off. It's stuck. Okay, the brakes are off. It'll turn, but it's trapped. Okay, there's an adjustment that can be made to shorten the distance that the brake shoes are. So like to collapse them further in, so that the brake drum will slide off. And let me show you where the access port is. It's in the back. So I'm going to try to grab the camera here and see if I can show it to you. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, right here. There's this little thing right here. So this little plug right here can come off, and then you can get a little tool in there to be able to loosen it. So let me get a flathead screwdriver, get the little plug off, and we'll go from there. I'm going to turn the light on. Let me see if the light will work for me here. Okay, there's my light. So here's the little plug right here, and it's in the back. Now, the Toyota Yaris, that's where it's located. On another car, maybe in a different place. Let me grab a flathead screwdriver, and we'll resume the video. Okay, so here I have my little flathead screwdriver, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull this plug out of here. So there's a little plug. And go ahead and retrieve it and put it someplace where you don't lose it. And let me see if I can get the camera in a position where you guys can see what's inside of there. You see that little adjustment cog there? That has to be rolled in. You see how you can see the screw threads? We need to shorten the threads. So we need to rotate it in a direction to where we'll go towards the shaft that's on this side. Okay, so we got to shorten it this way, and then that will allow the shoes to be closer together. But if you also notice, there's that metal thing that's in the way there. So we got to grab that metal thing with some type of a hook to pull it towards us, which will loosen. If you can see it right now, it's resting on top of one of those little cogs. We need to pull it towards us so that we can make the adjustment. Let me get the little pick tool, and I'll try to see if I can set the camera up so you guys can see the process. Okay guys, you're going to need something like this, like a little hook like this. Let me show you what this looks like. So this is just a little hook tool. And what you're going to do is you're going to put this little hook tool in here. You're going to get behind that little bar. See if I can get it this way. You're going to get behind that little bar. Like that, and you're going to pull the bar towards you while you make the adjustment. You see how I'm pulling the bar? Okay, so that releases the tension off of that cog, and then you can turn it. I don't know that I'm going to be able to film this and do it at the same time because the camera is very close to the area that I'm working, so you're not going to be able to see it, but this is all you're doing. So once you hook this little bar, you can see it moving the lever off the cog. Then with a flathead screwdriver, you can adjust it. Just roll it down. You can use the cogs to do it. So you push down on the cogs and it'll go one way. You roll the cogs up and it'll go the other way. All right, so let me collapse it. I won't be able to do it on video, but I'll show you what it looks like once it's in the retracted position. Can you see how there's less threads than in the previous in the previous shot. Okay, so roll it down to allow the shoes to come closer together, and then just keep doing it. Now in this case, I'll use the tool to show you which way I had to go. So what I had to do is, once I was pulling this lever out, I used a flathead screwdriver to roll these pins this way. Okay, like this. And as I rolled it that way, it collapsed it shortened this. So it like screwed it into this sleeve. All right. So now let me show you on the other end. All right. Okay, so before this thing would not come off, right? So let me set you up on the tripod so you can see now. See that? So now it's off. And what causes the problem is this groove right here. You can see, let me get the camera in close so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you see in close, see that groove? This groove right here? That groove traps the shoes and makes it to where you can't pull the rotor off, the drum off. So here's the shoes, and what happens is this little adjustment, when it's spread out, the shoes start to tighten up against the inside of the drum, and if it has that groove there, it'll get trapped, and it will not come out. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this. I always recommend that if you pull these things off. My previous video, I showed me just putting this one back on. I didn't realize it had this groove on it, and the car was kind of vibrating after I did the brake job, and it's because I did not change this one. I did get one spare, which I put on the other side, and that one came off with no problem. But then when I went to replace this one, it was stuck. So I thought I'd make a video about it because I know that this is going to happen to somebody else. And most people don't know that the cars will have a little plug in the back. I'm not sure if you can see it from this shot. Yeah, you can see how you can see my fingers back there. Let me see if I can get it in the picture. See my finger back there? So most people don't know that most cars have this little axis back here. So if you can get in here, you can make that little adjustment and save yourself a lot of hassle. If you tried to pry this thing out, you'll wind up damaging this shield. You'll bend up the shoes. You'll bend up the springs. You'll probably damage the little brake solenoid back here, or the brake caliper, the little caliper that spreads these pads apart. You'll damage this, and it'll cost you a lot of money to replace all of this stuff. So save yourself some hassle, save yourself some time. Look around, because most of the time engineers will leave a way to be able to resolve problems. All right, guys. Last part. So we got the old brake drum off. Now all we're going to do is we're going to put the new brake drum on. And if you can see, there's no groove here. So this is why you want to replace it. So if you ever have to replace your rear drums and you take the drum off and you notice it has that groove on there, it should be replaced, because it will trap the drum in such a way that you're going to have a hard time getting it off, and it's probably not going to brake properly. I mean, the car was shaking and doing all kinds of weird stuff with the new pads, trying to mate to the old drum. And these are very inexpensive. I want to say this thing at Rock Auto was $14. The shipping is what will get you. I think the shipping was another maybe $20. But if you're going to order several parts, that will reduce the overall shipping cost, because it's divided amongst how many pieces you're ordering. So in this case, since I just ordered the one, I got hosed on the shipping. But anyway, this is the new part. All we got to do is just slide it on there, and that's it. The little thing is self-adjusting, the little cog that you saw back there. So as I start using the brakes, they'll self-adjust. All right, guys, once we got this thing on, don't forget to put your plug back in. Let me show you where it goes. So if you look back there, you see that hole with that. So take your plug, just push it back in there. So it's easier to get the bottom on first and then work the top till you get it in. there you have it, right? Hopefully I got it all in the video. Yeah, there it is right there. All right, so just make sure it's all nice and flush. Now all we got to do is just put our wheel back on. Again, for the Toyota Yaris, the wheel torque, 80 foot-pounds. Alright guys, I'm going to put my emergency brake on so the wheel doesn't move. That way I can tighten it up. 80 foot-pounds. So you got 80 foot-pounds. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. Alright guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Like and share. And comment. I love reading the comments. Thanks for watching.